I had wrote out
You always talking shit show.
And we motherfucking back in the building, god damn it.
Hey. Good, man, get your brush.
You are in tune with another episode of the
Always Talking Shit Show.
I'm your host, Talkin.
I'm your host, Akeem Sincere. It's been a minute. So what's popping, man? What's popping, man? How you doing?
So last time we was here, we had the conversation that my father was terminally ill.
Oh, we did speak about that. I forgot we spoke about that.
With stage 4 lung cancer, so he had 36 months to live. Update on that. My father passed away on December 20th, 2021, 3 weeks after his diagnosis. But he passed away with family. He passed away. We're all there. He passed away.
Passed away like a king.
Away in no fucking hospital and no hospice. But as far as like how I'm doing, I don't know, man. It's just like it's a day at a time at this point. I'm trying. I mean, I'm good for most days, but like I don't know. This weekend was rough for.
Like, the thing that's weird is like getting used to it. You know, you could tell you could lose a loved one and be like, "Damn, I'm never gonna see that person physically in this life form again." That's what I've grounded on. I'm not saying I ain't ever seeing Pops again. You feel me? But it's that. It's like getting used to that.
It's weird because like I'm still on Facebook looking for this nigga's posts and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like nigga posts every day, funny shit, all types of shit, and then
my bad, I'm over here touching shit.
I'm waiting. Mine. I'm waiting for like his text message. I'm waiting for his phone calls. I'm waiting.
Right. You said something that broke me down on one of your posts, and it's the call. It's not even a phone call necessarily. It's the call that every parent has been conditioning their kid to hear from them every time. So no matter who it is, there's a certain way that your parent addresses you.
The phone call starts the same.
I told this before. My mother, man, like she would telekinetically, bro. Like I go do something when I was younger. I go do something stupid. My mother would call me. Or like be driving by the neighborhood where she knew me and my friends was hanging out and pull over with some burgers or something. Like She would always do like the most sweetest motherly things when I was sometimes doing the wildest shit away from what I was taught to do. And one of the things I noticed is that like it sucked, not only for the obvious reasons, but bro, every time my mom, if I called her right now, she does this thing that just blows my mind. Like, she's genuinely happy to speak to me every time I call her. Like, there's a handful of times maybe like where she just, what? Like,
and I used to feel
the
same when I called my dad when he didn't live with me. Like, you could tell that he was happy to get that phone
like,
call.
Hey, son, or how you doing, son? And
his was what's up, son? That was always how the
and you know what? I've heard him
started.
say that. I've heard him say that, so I know exactly what I can hear him saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just noticed that then, because the reason why I noticed it was like, I'm about to get suspended from school or something. Call your mom, and I'm calling, and she's, hey, son, like, and I know from now, like, my dad never called me my name.
Mm-hmm.
He will refer to me as his son, obviously, to other people, but he's called me little boy since I was a little boy.
The other thing is,
so I miss hearing that. Like, you know what I mean?
That's one of the only two people who called me by my actual first name.
Right.
So now I'm only gonna hear from my mom.
Right. No, that's facts. Yeah.
It's weird. Like,
no, it is, dog. It's
I'm no longer little Andre.
No, you Big Dre.
I'm the only Andre Carlton Dowdy left.
Yeah, you Big Dre, man.
Out of 3 of them, it's just me.
Cause watch, let you have a grandchild and they honor you by naming them Dre. Mm-hmm. Now you didn't move from being Lil Dre to Big Dre.
It's just
the evolution of like this thing called life, man.
It was hard as fuck watching him pass away, because you just how fast it went. It didn't make sense. It still don't make sense. Like,
you know what's crazy though?
Don't understand.
Think about those people. My mom is one of these. My grandmother, for lack of better words, wasted away for 3 years. It's 3 years of being incapacitated. Like, you really can't do much. Mm-hmm. Can't do nothing. How much joy is this person really receiving right now? And it's a long time. So what happens is, like, I've had uncles and aunts that, they may have been frustrated and stressful, and you say, we're human still. If you got 3 years with a person that's expiring, it's hard to give all grace for just the straight 3 years. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it was just fucked up too, because like we had plans for when he got out.
But Pops left with grace though. Like, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Like, we had all types of fucking plans. Like, cool, we got 3 to 6, we can do a lot. Like, he wanted to like get out. He was like, because my son was wanting to go to the park. Mm-hmm. He's like, as soon as I get out, we'll go to the park every day. And it's just little shit like that. It's little shit like, nigga, my 4-year-old. Mm-hmm. Felt it.
Oh yeah.
And understood it. And
hey, bro, kids understand it way more than we think.
Like, to the point where like we explained to her, and it's part of the reason I don't smoke blunts no more. We explained to her what killed my dad. And anytime she sees me, nigga, is
oh no, I know.
I'm not nigga. And then
I know
when we're at the little service or whatever, she's nigga falling out. And you hear the hurt and anger in her voice. She's like, why did Papa have to smoke and die?
That's all she knows.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't she didn't spend a lot of time around my dad, but I didn't realize how much I used to have her talk on the phone to him.
That's her grandpa, bro. Like, and she has a genetic coding to him. Hey, bro, and any 4 or 5, 3-year-old child is still very close to the creator and the universe. And the like ethos, like the whole thing that you try to like bring yourself back to as an enlightened adult. Children are born that way.
And bruh,
children are born that way. I can't. I was gonna ask you about Lil Man because that's who I was the most worried about.
He's like,
especially
like, I feel like I lost my best friend and shit. And
bro, I can see that. I can see that, fam, because him and Pops definitely rocked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was his OG. They rocked, and it's a blessing in that, fam. Like, I've spent a lot of years jealous of people that are teenagers, young adults with grandparents walking around at them because they don't understand. Like, I told my ex one time, I went to visit her when we first started dating. She hadn't even got a place yet. One day I go to her mother's house. It's her mom, her mom's mom, her, and then her daughters. And I was telling her oldest daughter, like, you like spending time with your grandmas, huh? Like, And she was like, yeah. But she didn't think nothing of it. And I just told her, I said, enjoy it. Ask questions. Learn from them. And I said, Jazz, you got, what, 3 generations in the house with you? That's unheard of. Fam, do you know how lucky you are to be able to say, I got 3, 4 generations and we all together, like we on earth together? It's just wild, man. Like, you don't think about that kind of stuff until now. You know what I mean? To these type of moments.
My mom and dad have fucking 15 grandkids between me and D.
That's some wild shit. You niggas was fucking.
Well,
excuse my language.
Grandkids.
No, I know.
Is 15 of them.
I know.
That we were like.
Hey, but look though.
One thing that was
that's rich.
One thing that it sucked and it was cool at the same time was my mom asked him, and this was like 4 days before he died. She asked him, she's like, how do you feel about what's happening to you? And he's like, I just try not to think about it. And she's like, I get that, but like, really, how do you? And he's like, one thing he just took away from all of it is like, no matter through all the shit he's been through the heart surgery, through everything, his family was always there for him.
Hey, bro. Any man that can say that in in the twilight of his life, tell me he's not rich. Tell me he's not rich, bro. There's billionaires on that same progressive path that they've done great things for thousands of people, and they don't feel that. They don't have nobody there to just be there. Like, just be. Now I can't do shit for you. I'm just here. You feel me? So that's what I was telling you, bro. When I hit you up and was like, hey, man, just from the outside looking in as well, too. I'm like, man, that's like a movie. You write that off for a beloved character in a sitcom, nigga. The family by his bed. That's why when you hear certain icons go and they do the press release, they let that be known. I just want you to know that when so-and-so passed, they were surrounded by loved ones. The same way you came. A baby's born. And you got motherfuckers that probably ain't gonna do shit for this baby, rushing to get to the hospital to see him, to show love. To receive that when you're leaving is the ultimate cheers to like a job well done. I heard someone when I was a little boy at a funeral say, the best thing you can say about a man when he dies is that a man lies here. And I didn't know what that meant. So it stuck with me for years. Like, why would he say that? Like, you know what I mean? I thought it was rude. But he's talking about the character.
It just sucks because we had so much to do, I feel like, still.
It's a lesson, bro. What I learned is as well is all the regrets I have for blowing, for lack of better words. Oh yeah, Pops, I'll come by there. And then I'm, especially when, at a time I was, basically being a stepfather to 3 little girls that got shit to do. They got programs at school. They got, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a couple of times, bro, I literally blew off a little quick road trip because I had to go, all right, I'll do this. And I didn't necessarily have to do that. I could have made a phone call. Their mother is all, like, it's not like they just, I was their only source of, so I had a moment where I regretted those things. But then I just realized, like, bro, that's just me being greedy. My life, this motherfucker taught me how to ride a bike, man, how to angle my piss, man, like how to, throw that right hook, nigga, and that jab, like get a nigga up off you, like just those little things. Like, so I carry that, and like I told you, bro, like I was trying to tell you the other day, it's like, man, I don't know how to explain it, but you just live with them differently. They're with you differently, and it sounds like the most corniest cliche shit. Oh man, they're still with you. And everybody that leaves you ain't gonna have that connection to you. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain people, I believe, that when they leave this form, they very much are still in like the ethos of everything you're doing. They're still in the like the membrane of like everything that you are. And genetic coding is real. man, you know how long? Okay, so it's been like what a year, maybe 2 years since Yukima did what she did. My sister-in-law, she unfortunately took her life, man, in the kitchen, in front of fam. Like, though
It's
you
been like it was like a year and a half.
Yeah, right. So, but peep this. I'm at my sister's house, new apartment, obviously, right? And I'm just watching, chilling, and my nephew is playing around. He's running around in circles, doing what he do. He stops for a brief second and sees you, just catches her in the picture. Now they used to rock with each other. So he goes over to it and kisses it, and then just keeps going. Like he knows. He's a baby at this service. I don't know if you really know what's going on. And she wasn't there physically. She was cremated. So he didn't see her. But that my sister was like, "You see that?" And she was like, "He just kissed the." I'm like, "Yeah, I seen that." So that let me know right then and there. It was like, oh, okay, it don't matter how young a person is. You know what I mean? So to answer that about baby girl, man, like that's her. She's gonna be like me unfortunately with my grandparents. Like my memories of my grandparents being around them are young. But dog, I can quote things that my grandfather said to me as if I lived with him as an adult. Weirdly enough, you know what I'm saying? So that stuff gets in there. You know what I mean? It gets in there. I'm glad Jalen got to spend this time with Pops. That's probably the coolest thing of the timing of all this. Because he needed that.
Fuck, I needed that. I'm glad I had.
I know
the
you
last
needed
fucking
that,
9
but
months with my dad.
But yeah, that's true. I'm glad you got to get that too. I don't want to belittle that, but what you had to go through to grab him, and now we spoke about it on our platform before, but we're not gonna revisit that. Like that's just, you know what I'm saying. You had to go. First off, this is me on the outside looking in. If you my son, and I see you do that, dog, you don't think I'm fucking proud of you? In the world where they tell you, see, Pops ain't from that generation. Pops from a generation when motherfucker had kids, they took care of them.
Right.
This is before they put crack in our communities. It's before they was purposely saying, oh, you can't get government assistance if you have a male living there. This is before they attacked the family structure in this way. So now it's cliche to be like, oh, them niggas, they don't take care of their kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got a baby with a black man, he ain't gonna do this, all that. So for him to see my boy go do that, boom, 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 and hold that down, dog, I mean, it's certain things, dog, that I think are all parents, and I'm guesstimating here because I don't have children, but I think all parents, there's certain things you just want to see for your children. The things your children want you to see them accomplish are ancillary, bro. Like, yeah, you want it for them, but, bro, my mom is proud of me in ways that I don't understand, and then I grow into understanding them. Because, there was disappointment there, fam. And there was dreams. There was other people. Bro, George Carl told my mother I would buy her a house one day playing basketball. The fact that this woman has never had that, like, disappointment in my dreams coming up short, never spoke about, oh, man, if Hakeem would have made it. Like, I never heard, your pops wasn't on that. I can recognize that. I know I can be in a room and see the parent that's disappointed that so-and-so tore his ACL. That's disappointed that so-and-so got a little case and lost his scholarship. I know a man that his father stopped speaking to him, hadn't spoke to him in nearly 20-something years because he went and played basketball the day before he was leaving to go to college on a basketball scholarship and shattered his knee. Pop stopped talking to him. We blessed, fam. We blessed, and it reminds you that no matter what, that's all you gonna have is family, is that love. That's the real superpower of humans. Here's a man that can get that information and go out with that kind of dignity and grace, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Fam, that's not what everybody's doing. And he didn't, for him to like, he could have fucked y'all up with a whole bunch of like, man, well, why me? What this? Like, y'all didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that. It wasn't that, man. He was strong for the family. And I personally, just with my personal relationship with your dad, I'm glad he's not physically suffering anymore. And I'm glad that he was able to see his work come to fruition. Same thing that we pray that our mothers will see. That like, hey, I didn't just make all these life sacrifices taking care of these kids for nothing. And I don't mean nothing like they're not successful. I mean nothing like they don't reciprocate that love to me. And y'all did that for him. He said it himself. And that's the most powerfulest thing that, you know, it's the best tribute you can ever give to a parent or to anybody that loves you, man, is you reciprocate it. You know, we do shit for people, bro, but then when you need something, really need it, a lot of times it's not the person that you've sacrificed for that's there for you. It'll be some random one that come by like, what you need, bro? Oh, I got you.
Right.
You know, and so that's just, it's a process, bro. We're going to have to get through it together. It's always a process. Bro, I'm going to tell you this right here on air. When we was talking the other day, I felt bad because I was like, dog, I should text him. Because you see how I abruptly got off the phone? I had to. That shit it was triggering, fam. Like, and I was just like, dog, no, I got past this part to the point where I'm feeling like this, you know what I'm saying? And like, it triggered me a little bit. I was like, bro, look, I got to call you back. And I barely even went and I didn't even go sit down and just watch it. I went in my room for a minute. And I had to clear my mind a little bit and it was like, damn, bro, like, and that's when I understood, like, okay, well, I'm going to have to remind them that, yeah, bro, it's just a process.
This weekend, bro, I don't know what it was, dog. It's just been rough. Like, I've had, one night I had a dream that he called me on the phone. Last night I had a dream I had to watch him die all over again.
That's the trauma of it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's the trauma. You know, and if it persists, bro, like, I might not be a good enough person to talk to. Family and friends might not be. I would recommend you definitely start, you know, trying to get back into your creative vibes as much as you can. But then at the same time, bro, you might just have to go speak to somebody. And it sounds crazy, but people, if they don't handle these transitions correctly or in a certain form, it can become detrimental. I've seen people that has happened to where like they lost a significant person in their life. I could say somebody right now, bro. Mute us. Mute my mic real quick. Mute our mics. When lost his grandmother, you know what I'm saying, his OG, never bounced back from that. To the point where it literally took him out early. The stress, you know what I'm saying, took him out, bro.
Dog, I haven't slept right, and
oh wow,
since his diagnosis.
I was about to say that because nigga, you talking about before he made the transition, fam. Like I remember, like that shit's stressful. Like what do you mean? I get that. That makes sense, and as crazy as it is, that's normal. Believe it or not, to go through that process and to not sleep. But if it's going on a year, 2 years, 3 years, and that pattern never goes back to normal, like you never feel rested from this moment on, that's when it becomes problematic. Like, you know, that's when it becomes a health issue and stuff like that. And it's crazy because how do you tell somebody to let go of that kind of grief? What are you going to tell them to get over it?
Dog, my whole house is not the same, bro. It's just, nigga, the garage is different. My cars are in the garage. That used to be the smoke area. Like,
no,
I can't smoke out there no more because that's just where we would smoke and bullshit and talk and just chill and
talk about life, bro.
It's hard for me to fucking.
The thing is, you'll find a lot of this solace in just being with your son, bro. Because McCoy's not my son, but I'm raising him like he's my son. And my dad speaks to me through that. I promise he does. Like, if I have to try to explain it or articulate it, and it's only because you hit me with that question. Like, and that's just some real life shit you hit me with. Like, bro, how? Like, what do I do? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not prepared to answer. Like, so I'm just like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I mean? Let me go. I don't know.
It's just hard because
but it made me think about it. And you're right.
That's just one of the, like, you lose one of the people that.
It's an anchor, bro.
Right.
You lose one of your anchors, and now you feel you're not going nowhere, but you're not as sturdy. You feel me? You're floating. And the thing is, that's crazy. I didn't realize that until my pop passed. Like, because I didn't feel, I don't know, bro. Like, I didn't, dare I say it? You know, at times you forget. Like, I forgot. Like, just the sheer, the fraternal bond that you have with the first, you know, that first man, that dude that just, you know, that loves you and like holds you down and wants you to win.
It's crazy when I sit back and think of like the last 9 months, 10 months, and just think of all the things that it was the last time I was gonna fucking get to do this with my dad. Last road trips, last time I get to smoke with him, it's just,
yeah, bro. Like, I won't go. I can't. It's like I can't take that drive to LA because some of my pops used to like to do. Man, I remember a time this cat got me in the car. I'm thinking I'm shooting in LA for like the weekend or something.
just for the day.
I think I told you, Pop shoot down there. He wanted to get a burger from a particular burger spot. Hey, I'm twisting one. Like, yeah, man, we by the beach. I'm like, yeah, man. So I'm talking to my man's like, yeah, I'm in LA. I don't know what we gonna do, bro, but we probably gonna get a room or something. I'm gonna hit you.
No.
Oh, my pops was like, come on, boy, what you doing? That's how he said. I'm like, what you doing? Like, you know what I mean? He in the car. And dog, I didn't even say nothing to him. I just looked up. I was like, this about to drive back to Vegas. And he driving about 30 minutes later, he looked at me. He's like, that burger was kicking, wasn't it? And I was just like, I forgot that this was this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm mad that our last little bit of time together had to be during fucking COVID.
Yeah. But, you know, I thought about that.
Where I couldn't just go do shit with my dad.
I thought about that, actually, because we talked about it off air, and I thought about this. And I thought about this, bro. And I was like, damn, that sucks, because I'm sure, you know, if it wasn't, you know, you take them all over the place. Like, we'd have known this was going to happen. We said that.
Niggas been doing all types of shit.
At the same time, I really, truly believe this, and I can't prove it. But I truly believe, like, telekinetically and, you know, energy wise, that's a big new word now people like to use, the energy and vibrations. I think all those things needed to be done, like, in a way, you know, like that not a final, I guess maybe like a final moment in this form of like, let me soak up my son's energy, let him soak up my energy, because I'm not going to be one phone call away anymore. I'll be in a much more spiritual realm, to where if you're not in tune to what this man has helped lay down as a foundation for your life and your energy and the way you're supposed to be in this world and how you're supposed to treat people, if you're not in tune to that, you might not be able to speak to him the same way, or you might not receive it.
The roughest shit is the not one phone call away shit.
Yeah. You know, fam, I told you this. When I got the news that my pops died, it fucked me up so bad because I never thought about it. It was like, I feared, you know, even as a kid, it'd be times like my mom's going to the grocery store, nigga, and it's like, oh, it's kind of late. Mom's ain't made it home yet.
I've been thinking about my dad's mortality for the last like year and a half, bro.
It makes sense because of this, all of the things that lead up to it. You know, this open. Anytime you have those kind of, you know, surgeries like that, you're gonna think that. What I'm saying is that when my mother shared that news with me, like, bro, I couldn't even respond. Like, what? And she's falling out at the time. I got to catch my mom. Like, mom, like, I almost wanted to tell her, like, relax, man. Pops ain't gone, man. Calm down. But I know she doesn't. She's not getting bad news. Like, I know she knows. And, fam, it took me a couple days, really. You know what? It took me. I went over there. Shout out to my boy Ness, man. Shout out to my boy Ness, and shout out to my nigga Trishmo, man, because they're the two people that went over there with me for the first time, to where I can go to that house, go through his things, bro. I'm sitting down, talking to my mom on the phone, like, yeah, I'm here. Well, actually, no, my mom was there. My mom's telling me, she's like, yeah, you know, they found him, and he on his chair, and she's in the other room. She's like, I guess he was just listening to music. Nigga, I look down, I see a picture of my sister because him and her had a falling out. He has a picture of my sister Ariva, a letter from a friend that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This shit look old as hell. You know, you war nigga. Like, I ain't no telling where this shit from. A letter, and then like some other stuff that I really couldn't make out, but probably was important to him. Fam, he's sitting there listening to this Blackstreet album, of all people. Teddy Riley. You know what I'm saying? Pop's bumping that. Like and I remember my sister used to love that shit. Like, and like that was a little groove thing. Like, I mean, she put him on to that for sure. Right? So he listened to that. And he's sitting in this chair that he would always sit in. Nigga, my silly ass, not paying attention to nothing. I come in there and nigga sit right in this chair. Nigga, I know they just took on that. Like, bro, and then it hit me. Like, I'm sitting there and I look and see the drink and I see this and I see that. I'm like, damn, my pop sat here. That's what breaks my heart, bro, because I didn't get a chance to give him what Pops got. And my Pops had that too. He really did. Now, I'm not as heartbroken over it at this point in time because I've realized that he knew he had it. And that's all that matters. Right? It's me that wants to be able to say, yeah, man, I was holding his hand. We was right there around him. He got to see woo. But I know that he knew that he had that. It's just like a weird thing. I'm a guy that suffers silently sometimes, bro. I could be sitting here in pain and I might not tell you. Or I might not let you know how much I'm hurting. It's not because I'm tough or stoic. That's just how I am. I don't know if this shit is a good thing or a bad thing. My pops is like that. It was a time that I had a little health scare. And I tried to handle it on my own without sharing with my family and my team. And my mom let me know about that, man. She went up, she chewed me out about that. Like, how dare you? And only for my pops to do the same thing. Like, that's the one thing that gets me through this. Because I'm like, when I break down, they'd be like, why wouldn't you tell? Like, I didn't even know. But then it's just like, damn, nigga, you're capable of doing that. So learn from it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to shake from that and learn from it. You know, hanging out with McCoy and doing things that my pops used to do with me. It's funny because every time it happens, we have a moment. Me and my dad just have a moment. I don't gotta speak his name, nothing. Just have a moment. You know what I mean? It's a wild thing, bro. I know from the pictures, man. I'm glad that, I got to see. I'm glad the Detroit fam got to get there with the COVID and the restrictions and the weather and all that type of shit. I'm glad his siblings got to get there, man. You know what I'm saying? And that, to me, that's almost more telling about a man than what his kids do when he leaves. You feel me? There's a lot of motherfuckers that's over a certain age, they sending cards to the family, like, from your uncle so-and-so. Mm-hmm. You know, like, no, they pulled up. That's big bro. He was always there for us.
Nigga, some of my cousins pulled up. The ones that he was closest to pulled up.
Right.
Nigga, like,
that's enough. Dog, look at the effect on that. That's an effect, fam. It's definitely an effect. You know, like, it's tough, bro. It's tough, and some of this shit is just, there's no words to explain these things. There's no words to explain them. You know, like, yeah, bro. All my family members that's gone, bro. I feel like they still.
I haven't lost a lot of family members. I've lost a lot of key ones.
Right.
Like all my grandparents are gone.
Right.
Now
yeah,
my dad's gone.
I'm grandparentless, you know what I'm saying, as well. Fatherless,
gone.
yeah.
My mom's here, my aunts and my uncles. I'm one aunt now.
All my aunts are here. One of my uncles, my mom's oldest brother. You said something powerful, fam, when you said key ones. My grandfather was a key individual to the structure of my family, right? And to me, lost him early. Probably sophomore, junior year in high school. Grandmother lost her before that. But my mother's older brother, the more I get older, the more I realize how close they were and what he meant to the family. You feel me? He was probably the male extension of grandpa and great grandpa to the family in terms of character. You know what I mean? my mother is that in the female form, and then some. You know what I'm saying, to the family. But like, it's, I don't know, fam. That shit's powerful, dog. It's just one of those things that we just gotta have these kind of circular conversations. That is the work that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. I remember my mother told me. She said, I said, I just get, I'll be sitting there, I'm talking about it all the time. Maybe it's not. She said, that's how you heal. That's how you understand. You know? Dog, Pop's passing, if I got in the body of somebody else, they'd be like, yo, this nigga Akeem changed in the last couple of years. Fam, if it wasn't for like D being like little bros, like that's my bro, like, and my brother, like I ain't gonna little bro him, because these young niggas don't like that no more. But he's a nigga that can get me out, because when he started, I was a part of the foundation when he started going out. You know what I'm saying? I was sneaking him into little clubs and shit. So now, like, when he go out, he won't even, and he knows now to, like, not even tell me. Like, he won't call me and be like, yo, bro, I got a table at Dre's, or, yo, we gonna go do this. He'll hit me because he knows that I want to see him. He's in town. He used to come to town, Dre, he grown now, bro. Like, he doing his little thing, running through chicks and kicking it. And he might not even, I'll holler at him. Oh, you in town, bro? All right, we gonna link up. And then I might not see him. Well, when he got in that, when shit went left and he had to go sit down, we kind of agreed that, like, nah, bro, if we in the same city with each other, we gonna link up forever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just out of love, family shit, he don't be calling. Maybe once in a blue moon, I'll know he's coming before he come. But I say that to say, outside of that, nigga, outside of, and me and you don't really even be out. So I'm just saying, like, you're a person that can get me out. Like, if we decide to go do something, I'll make that move. I just had Mingo drop me off today. Then he came pick me up. We running around, running some errands with him, just chopping it up, catching up with each other. And I had told him, like, bro, take me to the crib. Like, I don't even need to, and I just don't have that no more. Like, playtime is over. Nigga, go out, have fun. It's cool. But it's way more, like, emotional than it ever was. Like, if I'm out, it's really on some bond shit. Like, yo, my bro's in town. It's good seeing you. I'm glad to see you healthy. We just making memories. It ain't like it used to be, where it's like, bro, when you get to town, this is our itinerary. We trying to run through everything. We trying to party, do everything. Cause now I look back and be like, damn, bro, I've been in Vegas almost like a decade. So I'm like, I had time in the same city with my pa. I could have been doing a lot more shit with him. Soaking up a lot more game. And then you just weigh your time. Like, nigga, what was more valuable? Like, could I miss this again? Like, if I could do this over, do I have to go there? So that's how I be trying to pick my shit, man. And now it's about building for that next generation, bro. Little Jalen and them need something handed down to them. Black nepotism. That's what we pushing. I'm about to put that on the shirt.
Oh my God, my dad fucked with some weirdos though.
Oh, that came into service?
One did. The other, so okay, I'm gonna tell you, there's this one chick named Patty, right?
Well, you gonna put her name out there?
I don't give a flying fuck at this point. Like, your content now. I ain't getting no last name.
Yeah, you right.
I don't even know it. So anyway, Patty went to see well, before that, Patty was like reaching out to the family and shit, and she was like, condolences, I was the last one your father was ever with, when he came back in April. Like, she was thinking like they had this little thing. She hits my brother. She's like, yo, I went to go see a Medium. Is that the one where they like channel?
Yeah. Okay.
And she's like, yeah, I talked to your dad. He said he knew that about his cancer a long time ago and just didn't tell nobody about it.
Remember we said that though?
No, the way my dad was crying and shit on the phone the day he told us he had 3 to 6 to live, bro.
I'm not saying it's true, but you remember when I said that, I was like, damn, man, what if he knew?
I could tell.
But you would know that he didn't know.
He did not know he had cancer, bro. Because the way he was living, like, come on, if he knew he had cancer, his last 9 months would have been way different. He wouldn't have been worried about COVID. Niggas would have been doing all types of trips, all types of doing hella shit. Dad wouldn't have just sat around in the house.
That's a fact.
My dad was never the sit around in the house. My dad, you know what I'm saying? My dad would have got out and did shit. He would have been in Reno a lot more. Seeing my brother. He'd have
seeing
been
his grandkids, other grandkids, yeah.
Everywhere a lot more, knowing he's going to die soon. So,
that's facts.
So
she was in there. All right, go ahead. She was in there selling.
She didn't do this at the service. She didn't do this. This was all free.
Okay.
At the service, she was cool.
She was cool.
She just introduced herself and shit, and that's about it. But the shit she was saying to my brother. And then there was one, like, this fat chick. I'm wrong for saying this. This is a chick from Detroit who texted Katie today and was like, next time Damon talks to Dre, have him tell Jalen I said hi or some shit. Like, you don't know who the fuck my child is, nor have you spoken to him. You know who he is because of my dad.
Right.
But what is it like? That nigga fucked us.
Well, no, because sometimes, Pop's over there giving it up for his grandson.
Did I tell you that nigga thought he was Big Meech?
Yeah, you did. when them drugs start kicking in and shit?
Nah, this was before the drugs. This is just when he was...
Is that what happened when it's starting to take you?
When it's starting to kill you, yeah. When it's really starting to take you, you start they tell you to stop.
Lose reality.
They tell you to stop letting them watch TV and watch movies because they exactly what he did. He lost himself in the fucking movie he was watching. But he thought he was Big Meech for like a day. Frank Lucas. Talking about
all the shit with niggas was watching, yeah.
Being too flashy and shit. Say we doing too much and all. It's actually like. So it's like funny shit towards the end, and but
it's crazy, bro. Like, bro, there's still some like disbelief right now.
Think that he ain't about to
I
come
know that's what I'm saying, bro. Like the fact that
episode,
bro,
nigga,
fucks,
he
man.
Comes down, nigga say what's up.
Rest in peace, Pops.
We'll
that's
ask
a
him a
fact.
question or something about what
we
definitely
try
about.
to. Yeah, if you go back, there's some episodes where we done pull
and
Pops
we had
in
all types of
for
plans
conversations
to bring him on the show. We always, and that's where we fucked up and never pulled the trigger because we wanted him
acting
on
like
the
we
show,
got time.
right? Every time it's
Nigga,
like
he's here every
we'll
episode.
Do it next
Well,
time.
I would do it
like,
next week.
We'll do it next. So like, there was shit that's fucked up because I swear to God, we were gonna put Pops on here. Y'all was gonna learn about.
Hey man,
Pops.
Pops was wild, man. Y'all
conversations and all this shit that we told you. Like, I'm gonna be throughout different podcasts. I'm gonna give y'all insights to my Pops and shit that we could not talk about because we couldn't get him on the show, or we, like you said, we always.
He liked one thing I'll say.
We had time.
And he said, because I said that to him, like, Pops, we gonna get you on this show one day. And he was just like, man, all right. He was like, I like listening to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, shout out to Pops, man. Shout out to my Dukes as well, because, we got supporting, when you support your kids, man, and support your family. That's all you really could do, support your friends. And it's just cool, man, because he supported us. Like, he was, he be sitting there chilling.
No disrespect to my mom, because my mom was the other half.
My
of
Dukes,
all this
it's my Dukes, like
she was the other half of why we could.
For sis, never disrespect the moms.
My dad was first chair drummer.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we got the music from. There's so much music my dad put me on to. I can just remember his days off and that 6-disc CD changer he had for like fucking 15 years. I just kept
and playing something, playing some shit like.
It starts spit like
it's crazy, dog.
Tony.
Yeah,
Sade, motherfucking UGK when UGK first would drop, bruh. You're talking like Jason Lyric's soundtrack, Bub the Rims, like. Nigga,
hey, Jason Lyric's soundtrack is a classic, bruh.
My dad
That's
put
a fact.
me on to so much shit. Me and my brother have such a big ass fucking record collection.
I feel you.
Him.
No, I feel you.
Just
Pops put me on the Muddy Waters. And Howlin' Wolf, nigga. Like, I used to hear my pops listening to that type of shit. Etta James.
Or like all the shit that my dad put me on to just in the trip that we took back from Texas. Listen to a lot of shit that I didn't like. I'd heard, but I did not.
But you ain't get put on
groups.
to. Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't, like that was like I went to this show. I've known them. They from here. I was like I didn't know nothing about. And that was just always Pops. Pops had stupid music knowledge, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my Pops' music knowledge was. It could only be matched by somebody that went to school for music theory.
Right. No, I feel you. No, I hear you.
Hey,
bro, but you know what's crazy, dog? Hey, you know what's crazy? Like, bro, I feel you. There's a couple there's people amongst us that it's just like damn. Pops definitely could have went to school for music theory, but now you're talking about opportunities and exposure.
Yeah.
That we just don't be getting as a collective culture. Cause I'm gonna name a name right now. My boy Ronnie Hall should have went to school for music theory. This is a dude that never wanted to rap, never wanted to sing. You couldn't pay him to try to do nothing like that. But dog, he will sit there and listen, and he's a brilliant listener, and that's really what it is. Like he's a curious enough listener to listen to you and hear it and be like, okay, no, that motherfucker's tight. No, this shit is clean. Or this isn't, you know what I mean? And it's about being able to replicate. That's why people think the music shit is fucked up right now. You hear people complain, oh, music ain't like it used to. Dog, every type of music that you want is out right now. You can get your hands on it. But you know what we all have to do? Put on our A&R hat. And we used to take for granted that when we turn on a joint, Big Tigger they already did that. They could just bring us the hot shit.
Right.
Funk, nigga. Flex, who you dropping them bombs on? Like, oh, this what it is? Who y'all signing who unsigned in the source? Who got 5 mics? You had people to tell us, hey, yo, we done listened to about 3 hours of some bullshit.
One thing
this nigga up next.
My pops did make it hard to do, and him and my mom, is they made raising my kids harder as far as like the life that I'm supposed to give my children.
They set the bar high, is what you said.
High as a motherfucker. Like, cause me and Di, like,
I think about that all the time, fam.
Like, wanted for nothing, nigga. There's a reason why my brother's been able to tour, been able to make music. I've been able to do what I do. Like, if there wasn't anything that me and my brother ever wanted to do, my parents were just 100% for. Like,
they were for y'all. That's
my dad. We never like just
see. Those are the parents I had, but there's a lot of parents, and I'm not knocking these type of parents, but maybe they don't know that, and they haven't made that connection to do that. But you know, like the whole.
We weren't expected to do anything.
That's what I'm saying.
We were allowed to do everything and weren't expected to do anything.
I mean, there's expectations of respect,
here's what I
but
mean.
they're like normal shit.
We weren't expected to go to college. We weren't required to do any of these
Required
things.
Probably the best word.
Yeah, we weren't required to do
nothing, right?
none of this.
So this the funny thing is, because people know my mom and her career path. You know what I mean, motherfuckers? I actually get a kick out of this, fam. Have like tried to like almost front me off like I disappoint my mom because maybe I was smoking weed or something, or like maybe I just was out with my homies kicking it, doing what I do, whatever. People have always, nigga, looked at my mom's life and professionalism and the shit that she does and stands for and be like, oh, you should be doing this. I'm talking about down to having locks in my hair, nigga. Like, bro, like.
Well, even think about this. Like, I had a military dad that didn't expect me to go to the military.
Bro, I had a military dad that told me.
Right. My dad would never let me go.
Don't.
Like,
that's a dub. I did that for us already.
My pops would have been like, "You're
man.
not going to the fucking for what?
Come on,
like,
bro.
Why
like,
are you going to?"
And he's just telling you the real. Shout out to everybody that served in the military. We're obviously from military families.
And fuck the military. My dad did this 4 years. My dad never received a pension.
That's how it be.
Fuck the military.
That's how it be, bro. They make look, man. We can get that's another. We gonna have an episode dedicated to some shit like that.
And all type shit. But shout out to my dad. Rest in peace, pops.
Rest in peace, pops.
Fuck out of you. Shout out to Andre Carlton Dowdy the First. I promise you, all the shit I said I would do will happen. Hope you was proud of me when you died. I hope you it's weird, bro. It's weird how as soon as his body knew where his last resting place was going to be, how quick it died on him. It was 8 days. 8 days, nigga. From walking down my steps by himself, getting to the car, driving.
Bro, that shit blows my mind.
8 days.
And then when you send me that video, like I'm like, wait, what? Remember when you were calling me, bro? And I feel bad about this because I was kind of trying to. Remember, I was trying to down like Dre, bro, relax, bro.
Some time.
We got time. What we gonna do, nigga? I was so confident telling you that, cause that's some shit that you won't even tell your mans if you're not confident in saying. It's a personal, touchy subject. I would have just shut up if I wasn't confident. I'd have just shut up and listened.
Right.
But I'm like, nah. And bro, when you hit me, you was like, Keem, I hear you, bro, but like, I don't think you really understand. Like, he's not like, and then finally it clicked, and you was like, okay, bro, check this out. You start describing his mobility, right? And I'm like, wait, what? He's like, so my dad, and when you start explaining to me, dog, I got these horrific, like, feelings of just, I know this. I've seen this before.
This is last.
And that's when I realized
the days, and we started Googling it, and everything just said like, "Get ready, it's coming like fast."
I can't. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Because my grandmother made my mom promise that she wouldn't let us come back to New York for the funeral because she had the foresight of saying like, "Oh, I don't want them. They're young. I don't want this to be a part of their memory of me." Right? Dog, do you understand that, like, I probably was 22 years old when I, internally in my own heart and soul, 100% forgave my mom for not taking me back to New York for that? It broke my heart, fam. And it was crazy because, bro, you know where I lived at the time? Hawthorne.
You weren't, yeah.
I'm in between Vegas and Reno.
Right.
Like, my mom, before they shipped her off to Reno, nigga, they stopped her in Hawthorne. We was in Hawthorne for like 6 months. And then mom leaves and I'm in a town, fam. City kid. I'm in a town. Everybody knows my name. They know who I am. I don't know nobody. And people are giving me condolences for my grandmother. That shit, it messed me up, bro, because I was angry. I was a young kid. I wanted to be there. I ain't understand it. But now I only think of my grandmother as the beautiful woman that she was from the time that she was born. But when I heard my cousins, and this is like older, nigga, I'm in Brooklyn, like probably like the last time I was in New York, we at the house talking about it. And it just came up, and now it's my cousins talking. And they remember what she looked like and being sickly and stuff like that. And it's just,
I just can't believe how fast he fucking deteriorated.
You know what's crazy? With Pop's personality, and just when I'm hearing, like, just night reflecting on his life, I'm like, man, Pops might have put a call up, like, here, what we doing?
Let's see, the speed this the fuck.
What we doing, bro?
Because
I got, what you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, I'm out. All right, my boys are good. We did all we had to do. You know what I'm saying? On this side.
But the one thing though, me and Dialect, his sons took care of his ass to the fucking end.
Dog, there's nothing. If you can go talk to any parent,
like
you're a parent. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you.
Sons
What would you? If I tell you, hey, man, look,
pretty much walked them
you wouldn't want that.
through the.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk you to the gate, Pops.
Pretty,
I'll be back.
Pretty much did.
I'll be back.
And what broke my fucking heart and was funny at the same time is my dad. His brain was telling him he was catching a flight somewhere, and he was just waiting for me to take him to the airport.
Cause that wasn't. Yeah, his brain was telling him like, oh, you going home, and you just waiting. Dre got to take you to where you got to go home. Cause there's one more stop. You got another son, dog. I've told you about me and your brother have like a. I don't even know if I could call it a relationship, but we have a weird dynamic in the sense that he's watched me grow up to an extent. He's watched me turn over into manhood. I witnessed him do the same thing. Bro, I was a fan of your brother's in the sense that, like, oh, this cat is this is a real hip hop kid. Like, and I'm coming to Reno. Like, it was a cultural shock when I got to Reed High School and things like that. I had to go through some stuff, bro. But I just remember your brother he's older than me. Nigga, we didn't go to school together. Always show love. Always show love no matter a young boy, all of a sudden I come to their shows or something. It was always love. You feel me? He ain't expect me to be no groupie for him. He ain't try to treat. Then you just was just dialect, like you know what I'm saying. Just a cool cat. So I rooted for him. You know what I'm saying? And dog, to see, like me and you are way more closer in terms. You know what I mean? Like you, my man's nigga. Like it is just weird how these things work out. But watching you two, and then having the time, man, having the pleasure of really getting to know Pops and shit like that. Like I used to come in here and laugh all the time. You've heard me say it. Like, all y'all niggas, man. Here y'all three go. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, you know, man, if I, just chopping it up with y'all, it's just like, that's a beautiful thing, fam. It's a beautiful thing, dog. Like, it's just going to take time to get in a place to where it's, I don't know if it's understanding or just comfort. I'll use the word comfort, where you just get a little more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Dog, I used to have to walk past his urn every day and touch it. I felt like I didn't say hi to my dad if I didn't touch that. And when I got off the phone with you the other day, it was the first time I did that in a while.
Your dad's at your house?
Right at the house.
I've walked past that man
several times, bro.
That, huh?
Yeah. Hey, and you know what's funny? I'm going to tell you some ill shit. Let me tell you something that's funny about that. My pops, I know this. Pops, I know it. It's cursing me the fuck out. Like, you got me in a fucking box, like, little boy. Because I already know what I got to do. I got to take him to Red Rock. I got to go down to Venice Beach. That's where my pops would want his ashes at.
Well,
I know that.
Me and Dialect got to go to fucking St. Louis because that's one thing my dad wanted us to do.
Hey, you know what's funny? Respectfully, I might try to tag along, bro, because
that's going to be long because we're going
listen
there,
to me, bro.
Detroit.
My pops is originally from Jeffersonville, Indiana, which is like Louisville, Kentucky, is like right over the bridge from that. That whole region just got some shit to it that I'm trying to get to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for lack of a better term, we'll talk about it off air, but like, it's a lot of shit going on over there. You know what I'm saying?
My dad did live a full ass life though. That man worked
facts.
Immigration, went all over the world, and he was in the military, he was in the Air Force. My dad,
dog. When you talk to pops, there's two type of rich men, dog. Like, there's one that's materially rich,
and one that's just,
and then there's rich. One that, dog, you can just talk the shit with him, bro, and like just get some game from. Like, you just not even in the sense of game, just having a conversation. You know how many times I've gotten in that car after all of us having conversations and laughed and smiled and contemplated what that man said? Like, hey, bro, he's right about that. Like, and I was grateful that I was always a young head that listened to old heads. For some reason.
I'm glad that you got to meet my dad.
Bro, me too. It would have been criminal.
Right.
That would have been criminal. For me not to get
I'm
to
glad.
like, not meet Pops, but like get to actually know Pops. Like, what's up, Pops? Like, we family.
Smoke with
we just
Pops.
ain't really been
Talk
around.
shit with Pops.
Laugh
like,
at
you know
Pops.
what I'm saying?
Nigga, Pops and seen us getting into it. Like, we didn't have family moments. Nigga, what the fuck you mean? I shed tears over this man. And I don't even need to say this on camera, but like, I dead ass, like, when I hit you, I was trying to like line it up to figure out how to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, damn, I need to get up there, man. Like, I want to, but things work out the way they do, man. And like, when I seen, sorry, I got to see family and shit up there together, everything cool. Man, Dialect looked like he cool, holding his head up and shit like that. Bro, at the end of the day, that's what I really was on bringing up your brother to say, is that it would break my heart if he didn't get that time with him. Dog, I have great siblings. I have great siblings that honor siblinghood, and I'm the baby of the family. So, nigga, my siblings then took care of me. I know how Dialect is about his little bro. Like, I know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that comes from somewhere, though. A lot of the shit that he putting on in your head and giving you is variations of the game he done got from Pops and learned, and you know what I'm saying? So for Pops to get here and spend time with Baby Boy and not get a chance to go up there, I don't know how he'd have probably took that. Like, that's heavy. That would suck. Everybody got they got their time, and it's just like, dog, that right there is where it gets.
He had so much love that my mom, like,
and there you go, bro. That's another thing to it. I always wanted to be that dude. If whatever my family structure turns into as I grow, I want to always be.
There was nobody that had like bad blood with my dad.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Like none.
That's what I'm trying to say, fam. I don't want to be that. I don't.
No
what
family
breaks my
member
heart
can
is certain
say that
family
they
members can't come to the
didn't
funeral
talk.
because of this. Or
No family members have a memory of. There was no regret anywhere when anybody talked about him. There was no like, except for my uncle who's in jail for the rest of his life.
right.
So of course he feels
It's a different type of regret.
right.
And to me, I think that is so unhumane. If a man is going to be relegated to serve time for the rest of their lives, man or woman, dog, why they should be able to go to every I mean, personally,
all that money that's in the prison system, you
literally,
can't afford
that should
to
be
get
your
him a room
that should be
and
your
a
get out of
fucking
jail free card.
one day.
Fuck that. Look, man, how many look, you should have a list. Let's say you get 5 family members when you go. You doing life? Put down your 5.
You get to go to these funerals.
When they get to go, you get to go, and not coming in shackles and all that type of shit.
Nah,
we gonna have the shit surrounded.
Yeah,
you ain't going nowhere, fam. You gonna sit in this seat, and you can't leave this seat
because your family ain't gonna let you go nowhere.
This is another thing too, though, fam.
Your family gonna be like,
have you ever seen that?
Beat your ass,
have you ever seen that though? Have you ever been to a funeral where a person is there shackled with the marshals around him?
Weird as
bro,
fuck.
It's not only how weird it looks. You
degrading
talking about I can't wipe my mom's tear.
Oh yeah, you can't touch nobody.
Nigga, you can't talk to nobody. You
hug
can't no
nobody.
eye contact, nigga. You have to just stand there like this.
Your family trying to talk to you and shit. You looking like
just crying. Like, bro, I told myself as a shorty, like, God, I don't ever want to be in that situation. Because I'm going back to jail with way more charges. Shit is going to go left. I'm going to fuck that funeral up, fam.
oh,
what do you mean?
Marshall's is like nigga.
Bro, imagine you meant like Jalen trying to say hi to you and you got to act like you don't see him. Nigga,
They gonna be mad at me. I'm gonna be nigga. What's up, little man? Like,
right. I love you, boy.
They gonna
We
hit
good.
me
We gonna
with a
get through
gun or
this. Yeah,
something.
something.
I'm gonna keep talking. Like,
and that's just so. This is my thing.
Fuck
I'm
you,
already.
nigga.
You already put me.
and think about let's. I know we gonna left with this.
Nah, we ain't.
How
We freestyling
dickhead
today.
of
We
a
just getting this shit off our
CO
heart.
You gotta be. Or Marshall to be hella strict about that.
But this the thing,
if
though.
I was a Marshall,
You right.
and it was a team of us,
You right.
My team would be hella relaxed.
let me show you-
unless this nigga runs.
Right.
We outside.
But let me
nigga.
show you why. Let me show
Like-
you why. This how this shit happens, bro. Because in that conversation, every marshal that hear your voice saying that, they probably be like, damn, you know what? I'll probably try to do better. Okay, if they being honest. But fam, how many times you go to the drive-thru and the bitch act like she's gonna lose her job if she gives you 3 ranches instead of 2?
I wouldn't.
But
I
I'm just
couldn't
saying, get
be
what I'm
that
trying to
type
say though.
of
No, but
Marshall.
get what I'm trying to say though.
I just got
There's
heart.
people that don't let you slide on it. They whatever the rules are, that's what I'm told.
It's to the T.
It's a motherfucker at the movie theater tripping about you getting a refill, nigga, with the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
When
little
a nigga
shit.
like us would be like, man, give me a cut real quick.
Bruh,
right,
I worked at the movie theater. Niggas love to see Keem at the
Right.
movie theater, fam. Because first off, you be damned if you even
'Cause
pay.
I'd really be that type of Marshall. Though. I'd be like,
Like,
for
nigga,
real,
come
I'd be
on,
like,
bruh.
hey. And like, nigga, we gonna be out. Hey, I'll tell the prisoner, like, we about to be outside.
Right.
If they ask, we was around you the whole time.
Right, the whole time,
You
bro.
can hug, kiss,
Do
get
what
your
you got
time
to
in.
do.
We gonna come get you when this shit is
Look,
over.
bro,
Like,
I'm going to leave the leg shackles on. I'm going to take the
Yeah,
ones
I'ma
off
take
your
the
arm.
hands,
So
yeah.
you're going to have to ping one around this motherfucker. But
But
you're
you
going to
can
hug your
hug
mom. You're going to hug your little
everybody,
brother. Bro, imagine that, though. If the kids in the community, like I was a young boy. If that person, I'm not going to put them out there, that person could have came over to me and be like, yo, I love you, boy. Don't ever put yourself in
and
this
then
situation.
think of how that looks for the little boy too. He doesn't see marshals and cops as dickheads.
Come on.
He like,
Because you don't think that has something to do with
okay.
Come on, fam. You podding right now.
like, okay.
Nigga, you podding right now because that all goes into the idea, hey, fuck 12.
Right.
F them. Right? Because we see them
Let's be real, bro.
or
Like,
oversee rules and like things that are
what is
Yeah.
that? What is that prisoner gonna do? Unless that family is grimy as shit.
fam.
The
There's not
prisoners there to pay
Look, bro.
respects and bury their family member, nigga.
First off, there's only I'm a firm believer in this. There's few grimy families.
That's
nigga.
what I mean.
So I can't even. I can't. Right.
Unless they're the Gallaghers,
right, bro.
Like
the Gallaghers is getting the nigga up out of there, bro.
right.
Like,
Oh, nigga.
hey, but the funny thing is about that is you're right.
That's the black structured family. The mom and the grandma are gonna be like,
bro,
I wish you would
bro,
learn about this motherfucker.
Bro,
you're
gonna have that one uncle or somebody, nigga, that's like, boy. The last thing you'll be worried about is prison if you try to run out of this funeral. Nigga, I might kill your ass in here, boy. What is wrong with you? You're already in prison. Sit your ass down.
That's his dad. Fuck this service up for my brother, nigga.
Right.
Fuck this service up for my brother, nigga.
Fam.
I dare you.
Fam.
You ain't gonna worry about the marshals coming to get you.
A black parent, nigga. You at your grandparents' funeral showing out?
Yeah, fuck up my mom. Bro. Motherfucking funeral.
You gonna be laying right next to grandma.
Nigga, they ain't gonna have to come get me off of you, nigga.
Right.
They gonna have to come get you.
Right.
They don't have to come get me, nigga.
Fucking around and get out because of what I do to you under their care. Under their care, nigga. You fucking out a whole lawsuit, nigga. Like, hey man, I was under the care of the marshals and got my ass toe up.
God, fucked up. But one more time, shout out to my pops.
Oh man,
peace,
we
man.
shouting that out, man, until we don't. Rest in peace, man. Job well done. You know what I'm saying? Job well done. Yeah. That's not normalized enough. That's not glorified and normalized enough, and not discussed enough. Think about all the black men that we revere, and it wasn't pulled tight together. I'm not even talking about just like family, but I'm just talking about like just the infrastructure of family. You know what I'm saying? That's wild to me. To think about it, like you don't have to be wealthy, but you know how Pop said, you know, like my boys, man, my family, you know, they love it. They was there. Fam, if certain people could talk like that, like I don't even want to say it, 'cause I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'll just be looking at certain people's when they leave us and their family structure. I look at James Brown's family situation. Like, look at how his legacy is like being toyed with in a sense of meddlers. You get what I'm trying to say? So let's say Pops was a super famous person. The way he went out is like it's almost like protected. You feel me? I can see this being one of those situations where you hear one of those cliff notes. You get that. You don't really, you know what I'm saying? When Pops made his transition, he was, this and that, surrounded by family, flanked by love. We just want to, thank everyone for their condolences, that type of shit. I always like marvel at that because it says something, whether you believe it or not. It says something about the like unilateral teamwork, almost like we on the same team over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we good. Pops didn't have to worry about his grandkids. Nigga, they was with their parents. You feel me? So it's just one of them things, fam. And it's just to know. I know he knows. He's watched you do that with your son. He's heard you tell your son things that he's had to tell you before, right?
Yeah.
And so because of that, I'm just trying to speak to the comfort.
I'm glad
that has to like create.
I'm definitely glad my son got to see like
where it come from.
That playful ass. My dad was a hella playful person.
Yeah.
When we was kids and shit, like he did everything for his kids though. Only thing he wanted at the end of the day, some watches, some jewelry, and a vet. That's it. That's all he wanted. Everything else was for us. Yeah, man. And that's real. To me, that's real man shit. And for some reason in this culture, we have to like preference everything by gangster. Nigga, that's as gangster as it gets. If that's what you're looking for as the bar, like nigga, that's if family,
you know
if family is gangster,
that's as gangster as
that
it gets.
nigga was the Don.
Was the Don.
Some gangster ass shit.
Some gangster shit, bro.
Because he, like I said, he didn't die alone. Not in the slightest bit. He died with all the love in the world somebody could feel at the end of their life. There's men that's trying to buy this type of love and affection right now. He didn't die with regret. Right. He never had a falling out with neither one of his kids. There was never a time period where me and Damon have been mad at my dad where we didn't speak to him.
Right.
He didn't regret the time not spent. He talked to us. Nigga called me once a week, twice a week. That's gonna be the most heartbreaking shit. Yeah, I used to my pops not being around all the time. What I mean by not being around, I mean physically not being around. The nigga was in my life all 34 years. No breaks. None of that shit. So I'm used to not seeing his ass all the time. But now to not ever hear his voice again, bruh. But
yeah, man. And the thing is, though, I'm gonna tell you something that I discovered. I discovered this shit on accident. I mean, when you hear them or when you think about them, and you hear that, because the thing is, it's like I say that it'd be cool to hear Pop's voice one more time, like, and it would. He has a real distinctive voice. Me and my mom mimic his voice all the time, right? But dog, every time I think about him, if I think about him speaking, or if I'm thinking about him and like, oh, this is what he would say, or this is, fam, they're literally, I can hear his voice. I can hear your dad's voice. Distinctive. I can hear your dad's voice right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be weird, bro. Cause even now, like, I keep, you keep looking at that stairwell, like.
I keep expecting him to come in front, fucking smoking them fucking cigarettes, bro. I saw that box of cigarettes outside, nigga. Bruh.
I can imagine, fam.
I almost had as many cigarettes in there. I just almost had them. I was like, this shit.
Fuck these joints.
Is what killed my fucking dad.
Right.
Stop smoking tobacco. Cause what a lot of you motherfuckers don't understand about lung cancer is this one of the forms of cancer you don't know you have till you're dying. And by time you know you have it usually, and it's showing you the symptoms, you're stage 4. And once you're stage 4, it's a 97% chance you're going to die from it. That means out of 100 people, 3 will live from that.
Yeah, I know. That's wild. That's why
Out of 1 million people.
No more.
300 or 3,000 will die from it. 990,000 people would die from that. 997,000 people will die from that. Out of 1 million if they caught it.
That's crazy.
The mortality rate is 97%.
I remember we were talking about that when
the day
we
I
was
read
finding it
that
out.
was the day that it really just I had to set up.
Right.
And get
it. Yeah.
And get ready. My dad was gone.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, it's time.
And
it's time to take. It's just take. It's like
And them days started passing.
Fuck.
Me and Damon started really looking at each other like, dog, we could wake up at any time now.
And Pop's not be with us. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Tobacco ain't it. Smoking blunts, yeah, you talking to somebody smoke blunts for 20 years.
Nigga, you on camera on this show smoking blunts. You like hella blunts.
Hella blunts you've seen me smoke on this show.
Yeah, man. And it's funny, let's talk about that.
The weed won't kill you. They're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, let's talk
about that. The
blunt
will, though.
Let's talk about that. Once again, man.
And smoking leafs
information
might be a little bit better than a fucking manufactured cigarillo, but about still that much, nigga.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy, fam? I got a confession. I'm literally the reason of several of my friends stopped smoking any tobacco products. And then I moved down to Vegas and literally started smoking tobacco products. Like, again. And it's something that's crazy. I was just talking to sis about it. And so then when me and you got on the phone and you was like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'm off the bees. she heard you say it. She was just like, see, that's just confirmation. I'm like, yeah, I already know. And so, like, Mingo had came by today and was like, bro, you ain't got no rap for me because I ain't got no. And I pulled over my cigar box full of raw papers. And he was just like, damn. I was like, hey, man, you keep this pack. I was like, don't even trip, bro. I'm about to join you. One of the things is, D don't smoke blunts. So, no more. Was that my bottle?
I thought I knocked it over.
Me too. Like, I thought you did too. But so, like, just chopping it up with him, man. Like, we was having that conversation. And so now he be on my head, boy, like, Like, nigga, what you doing? Like, you still smoking
nigga,
dirties?
You won't be smoking blunts with me.
You still
like,
smoking dirties?
Over here, nigga.
Bro, but think about that, though. But think about it, though. Like, I'm just on that. But, like, remember, I used to bring joints here, and you like, nigga, what you doing? Nigga, like, get a leaf. Nigga, like, we done took the shit out of raw papers and put it in the leaf. Like, nah, bro, like,
that ain't happening.
This is where it's at, fam. Like,
I smoke pipes and shit now.
Because I'm going to tell you what the best move is. Well, not even the best move, but go to the Ross. I probably should go get a nice pipe, but I'm not gonna lie. That's something that urban kids, people don't understand. Like, King, why you don't like smoking a pipe? And I remember when I was younger, because it made me feel like I was doing drugs.
Yep.
Like, yeah, but like, only people we know that smoke pipes is crackheads.
Niggas
man.
smoking that glass dick.
Right.
Exactly.
You hear that growing up your whole life. So why am I going to
And let's
do
not
that?
front like these motherfucking spots don't
be selling crack pipes, nigga.
Pipes, nigga.
Right next to the weed pipe. I'm like, bro, come on,
and
fam.
I can't. If they're in the same case,
I'm
to the next case.
Right, bro.
I can't. I'm not buying out of that case because that's
somebody walk in, nigga, see the nigga dipping like, oh shit, what Dre on?
You in that case? Nah.
And you know they try to get discreet with it and put your shit in a brown bag afterwards, nigga, and do all that. Like, nah, nigga, show them niggas that that's a weed pipe.
Yeah, I don't want no bag.
Show them it's a weed pipe.
Yeah, because that shit.
But nah. So like, my sister was telling me that Ariva got this little. You know, Ariva's into like what's that shit that everybody, them little stones and shit that girls be into, nigga, like. You know, like the little gemstones and rocks and shit that girls be into.
Crystals?
That too. Yeah, so she has like a crystal pipe.
Okay.
The only thing is, it's girly as hell and it's like this big. You know how dog. I need something like that. I need a hand joint. I'm about to go back. I'm about to watch. I'm gonna fix you niggas, bro. I'm about to come through with the long.
I still got the bong
I'm about to come through with the
start
long
using
corn
that.
joint. I got a bong in my room, fam. I just don't be. But now I'm about
Niggas
to.
been smoking leaves and shit.
Now I'm about to, bro. It's time. Because what I've noticed is when D come into town, when I do be like, when I make that switch, bro. Like when I went up to Reno, like I couldn't smoke. Like, because it was all papers.
What kind of
couldn't smoke.
Forgive me if I'm wrong for this. What kind of cancer did these die of?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to like just throw it out there, but I think it was
pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, because that's the most common, especially for black men in that age. That's
yeah.
for my pops too. And that's just crazy, bro. Like that right there, that conversation right there. That's 3 different families. Nah, man, it's time to break the cycle. You gotta break the cycle. Because you know what? Niggas is cognitive.
You know all three of them. What did all three of
shit.
them men have in common too?
Military.
So we might have broke it just from
just not going.
Us have been in the
right.
military.
That's facts too. That's facts too. But
Jalen told me he wanted to go to the military. I said, "Nigga, you
he's
out
at that age. He's at that age where he's seeing those dope ass commercials, and you see how they market. You know what's fun? My pops always put that on to me.
To market it to me, like even
That's
though my
your
dad
dad?
tell him no, even before he
see,
told
maybe
me
not.
that shit. I used to look at that shit and be like, because I've watched movies of these niggas getting yelled at.
Oh,
I
so
watched Full
yeah.
Metal Jacket at a
What you
young
mean, bro?
age.
What you mean?
Nigga, so I was like,
what you
you're
mean?
not doing none of.
I might go home and watch that shit.
Filthy fucking raw.
I might go home and watch that. Our Good Morning Vietnam and shit like that, bro. I grew up watching all this shit.
Not talk to me like that.
Yeah,
I'm
fam,
not built
nah.
for that.
Man, I'm not proud of this. But dog, look.
I'm gonna, bro. Even if I get,
I'm not even gonna speak on that on camera, bro. But I understand that. Like, you're not gonna yell at me and treat me like a nigga. No, I'll leave this motherfucking place.
Fast.
Do
I'll
something
choke
about
the
it.
shit out you.
Do something about it, bro.
Leave this
Like,
motherfucking
I'm not about
place.
to be. My mom and dad don't talk to me.
And
like
then the
that.
fucked up part about that, you get to go to military prison. What? All right, nigga.
I don't care what nobody say. Military prison gotta be better than regular prison. It ain't.
They said that shit's bad.
Well, what is like niggas in there getting jabbed up and shit like that?
No, niggas is. It's just not.
You think everybody in there is more disciplined?
Nigga, the military's a mess.
I mean, yeah.
To be in the regular.
It's because who they're pulling from. It's just like the police department.
No, I'm not.
You're
saying,
pulling from
I'm not
a fucked
saying
up
the people.
No.
I'm not saying the soldiers.
You mean like the structure?
I'm saying the whole structure's fucked up.
That's a fact. In my opinion.
You see them MREs and shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
probably
bro.
what you're eating in prison. So it's probably not horrible, but you're probably eating MREs.
This is why I say. But this is why I'm saying that. I'm only saying that because we have no data. They don't make movies about niggas being in prison and jail, like the military prison.
Yes, they
like,
do.
But
Yes,
they're not.
They did. That one they made where
they-
James Gandolfini was the warden. That was a true fucking story that shows you how fucked up the military
movie is
prison is. Oh, what the fuck is the name of that movie? It's a good ass movie, bro.
Is it like they're not like in Guantanamo Bay and no shit like that?
They're
Are they like
in our American military prison where our military men go when they fuck up.
I gotta look into this
The
more, bro.
fucking warden killed the main character who the story was about. End up he had to go to prison and some more shit over it.
They tortured him to death or something?
No, he just shot the nigga.
Oh,
Grabbed
shit.
the gun from the fucking CO, clapped this nigga.
Damn. See,
In
bro.
the middle of a whole riot.
All right, so this is really where it takes me to.
And it was a true story, and nobody came out and said the shit was false.
Hey, bro,
Nigga,
this is my thing about military and stuff like that, right? Because nobody like wants to say this. Like, and I always get, a lot of people get on me when I say it, but I'm always gonna say it until someone proves to me differently. You know what I think about when I think about police department, fire department, military?
I don't got no bad things about the fire department.
Hold on.
Now.
Hold on.
Back then.
No, hold on. I'm gonna tell you. Whole lot of gang shit.
Yeah.
When I hear these organizations and shit, these badges and all that, when I see that, all I think to myself, ain't nothing but a whole lot of gang shit. Mm-hmm. And I told my parents this one. I've told older people from my community as a youngster, like, hey, man, you know what's crazy? I remember growing up in a gang-infused neighborhood. I was all Crips where I was at. You wasn't wearing much red. Nigga, I was one of the only kids on the block that used to get away with wearing a lot of red. And it was really because they knew I was from New York.
Where they don't,
you know what I'm saying?
Where they didn't
like,
color bang
they knew
yet.
my family had moved to Vegas from New York. Like, we were some East Coast people that to them, they were different. My oldest sister was different, like talking different, sounded different. Like, they knew that. Like, I would hear older cats be like, oh, man, that little nigga, they ain't from here. They from New York.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, and a lot of the red shit I was wearing was UNLV because my mom went there at the time. Like, so it wasn't like I was just, just wearing shit. I was wearing some rebel shit, but it wasn't really. And I was young, right? I was younger, so it wasn't really a thing. But I had my little fights, you know what I'm saying, with kids my age that were ingratiated in that culture. Like, oh, you wearing that red, all that type, all that corny shit. But I say that to say, man, like, nobody, no community activist, no dare teacher, no safe key, no, none of those people, Boys and Girls Club coaches, none of them, parents, pastors, none of them ever said, hey, King, you want to make this better? Join the Crips, nigga. And be a good one.
Join the Crips and be a good one.
Like, because that's what they tell you. When you start talking about how fucked up policing is towards black men, black people in general, there's always some motherfucker that don't know what you're experiencing, that's ignorant to it, that'll be like, oh, well, we need more black police officers. Like, nigga, that's like white Europeans fleeing Europe, campaigning for more redcoats. Like, I don't get it. Like, you don't get the, like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? I'm telling you that ever since they were the slave patrol units of the United States, they've been killing, mistreating, and terrorizing black people. The United Nations said that black Americans live in a state of racial terror and are under, and they're the police are racial terrorists in that way. But everyone that's supposedly intelligent, enlightened, and wants everybody to be treated fairly will tell you to your face, like, oh, well, no, man, you just gotta, you gotta run for office. Right. Gang shit. Gang shit. You think that one senator is about to go in there and fuck up the party for all, 900 something senators and congressmen or whatever? You're not doing that. All you're going to do is end up with some pedophilia charges, nigga, some fucking paraphernalia charges. You're gonna the Fed's gonna say that you illegally used a loan or some shit like that, like for fraud, like they doing a lady in Baltimore because she's the one that refused to stand down and actually persecuted the police because they were just basically out there killing niggas in Baltimore and torturing them for no reason. Now they brought her up on charges they caught her in some fraud shit. But nigga, like, it's clear as day that nigga what she did wasn't fraud because there's millions of Americans that did the same thing. And it was allowed to because of the COVID thing. But she still got to go face that. Like, that's what annoys me when we talk about some of these entities and act like individuals can affect change. Hey, man, I'll put church in there too. Every religion. Every religion. You could take anything bad about an organized religion and you could speak about that and people will be like, oh, well, you need to become the pastor. Oh, well, you need to start your own ministry. It's like, man, that's weird how we pick and choose with that, though. Like, nobody ever be like, oh, man, you know what? Join the cartel, man, and change the direction of them. Lead them out of the drug trade. Like, nigga, they will kill. What are you talking about? Bro, what are you talking about? You're never even going to get to the
motherfucking
what?
Thank you from a highway, nigga.
Can you imagine El Chapo calling a meeting 10 years ago? I mean, like, hey, yo, man, what we doing ain't right.
El Chapo could.
No, he couldn't.
No, but he have a better chance. Just a nigga jumping into it like I'm finna
you're
change
right. Okay,
this up,
in that regard, you're right.
Nigga, please.
But think about this, bro. You Chapo, you talking that soft shit, and I'm the next nigga up.
Oh, I'm killing you,
bro.
You
basically don't look at John Gotti and them. Mm-hmm. Why they kill Paulie? Mm-hmm. Nigga, he was up there talking like a politician, and John was like, bro, you hear this nigga? What is he talking about? We gangsters. Don't y'all want to just be regular gangsters? All right, yeah, we don't kill a boss, nigga, because he ain't gangster enough no more. That's who you want to. You can't do that. You can't do that, bro. Shit is about as weak as Nancy Reagan telling a whole bunch of black kids after their neighborhood was in flood, after her husband flooded their neighborhood with coke. Oh, just say no. Just say no to it. It don't work like that, man. Especially if my mother was addicted to it when she gave birth to me, right? Especially if my father was going to be addicted to it when he conceived. So, like, when you have all these things that lead up to that, man, it's systematic, man, and it gets kind of crazy. But I bring this up a lot. I always circle back to organizations are very similar to gangs, especially in our country for some reason. In this society, organizations turn into gangs all the time. I don't know how to explain it, but if you really pay attention, I don't know if it's a humanistic thing, bro, that humans need to have hierarchy. Like, because we like to act like we don't. We like to act like we all Lone Ranger types, thinking that just everybody just stay on, they're the king of their castle, right? That sounds good. But watch, have you ever seen somebody join, shout out to all biker gangs. Shout out to whatever it is that floats your boat. I'm not picking on anybody. But you ever seen somebody that you knew and then they become like a gang member, a biker, join a fraternity, make a team, and it affects like their out, like the way they perceive themselves. Like they're just, you talk to them people and they work somewhere and they start talking about the company like it's theirs too. Oh, we're killing it this quarter. Bro, I stay away from people like that. Like, there's nothing more that annoys me than a person like that. Because I'm like, bro, whose side are you on, nigga?
You got
right. Whose side are you on? It's like when Dave Chappelle told the white people, and I was like, man, I'm rich. Trump ain't working for y'all. That nigga's working for me. The black guy that y'all over here being racist to. Like,
Trump wasn't a racist. He was a classist.
Well, this is my thing. Being a native New Yorker, I can't ever say he's not a racist. There's a lot of evidence and there's a lot of actions on his behalf that are just sheer racist. However, that don't matter to me. Because one person that's racist don't mean shit. Mm-mm. Shit, 1 million people that's racist to me don't mean shit. When the U.S. government is racist toward, when the Constitution is racist towards black people, when the whole identity of policing in America is racist, that's the shit I be having a problem with. Hey man, call me a nigger, call me a jigaboo. You can call that person a whatever. I won't say no other racial slurs because the way this works is you can slur black people on social media, and you won't get your page flagged. But if I, invoke some of those other slurs towards some of you other people, they'd flag our page.
Fact, I'm on a 24-hour ban because I told somebody.
Don't say it again.
No, listen, it wasn't even nothing crazy. I told him to shut his whole ass up. They said I was bullying him.
Why would you say that now?
It's
different context.
Yes,
but I'm just saying,
because
man, don't get these people nothing, man.
But do you see how ridiculous that is? That's bullying.
We can talk about it. Yeah, you bullied them. You know what's funny? I'd be like, bro, how all these racist motherfuckers that be in my inbox, nigga, how they not flagged, yo? Like, what's going on? I even told this white lady, I said, you know what's crazy? Because it's about 4 days later, nigga, like, she hit me back. She was like, so what happened? She was like, I didn't mean to run you off. We were just having a debate. And I was just like, oh, no, it wasn't nothing. I was like, but go, I guess whatever I said to you in that last text was abusive. And she even had to admit it. She was like, wait, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I just got back on. That's funny that you hit me. I've been, go look at my, like, she must have went and looked at my page and shit and was like, damn, he really ain't supposed to, like, and she hit me back probably like 2 days after that and was like, I'm not going to lie, that's some bullshit, and it kind of proves your point. So I just was like, okay, I'm glad you learned from that. You know what I mean? We can all be aloof, man. We can all be caught up in our worlds. You know what I'm saying? Caught up in what we go through, what we experience. But to me, when I get on here and I be talking anti-gang shit, dog, I really be saying that for all. I'm a person that don't believe any American city needs a police department. I'm not saying that cities don't benefit from having a police department. I personally believe if you get the police out of Compton, Compton becomes a better place. You get the cops out of New York, certain parts of New York City, the Bronx, South Bronx, and East New York starts to become a better place. Because a lot of times the Baltimore PD, they become like a criminal element in their own. They're competing with criminal infraction, stuff like, look at this Memphis shit, dog, with Young Dog. Bro, hey, man, anybody following this case can be like, yo, somebody in Memphis PD is dirty. And they probably had something to do with this cat losing his life. Like, it's just crazy, bro. Like, but until people start to speak about these things, have these uncomfortable conversations, Dre, that shit ain't never gonna change, bro. It's never gonna change. Like, we talk about it and we watch it happen. You feel me? How's any Republican that served at least 2 terms still in office? Now that sounds like,
because being a fucking senator, you can do whatever you want.
I'm not being pro. There's some there's a lot of Democrats that probably shouldn't be in office as well.
Bitch
get
ass.
Manchin, the fuck cinema, get all them motherfuckers out there. But in the terms of like, bro, there's shit that Mitch McConnell and them done that like can land them for like life in prison. Rudy Giuliani, look how foul this nigga. When black people, Hispanics and my other minorities was telling you like, hey, this motherfucker's foul. Oh, he was the mayor of America. Got in the Adam Sandler movie, everybody loved him. Mayor of America, he cashed that into 2 presidential bids. Now you look at him and you see him like for what he is, and you be like, bro, this the same motherfucker with the dye running down his face, looking crazy, with the hair dye running down his face, looking crazy. Fuck? Like looking just absolute crazy. Now he done got caught in all these lies and he's all criminal. So you mean to tell me the mayor, the most honest mayor in American history, allegedly, like this super person, he built his whole career. Oh, I never liked the way the Italians were being looked at, and so I stood up in my Italian neighborhood and I demanded. I never joined one of the families, but you worked with them all through your political career. You don't have to join them. It's like Richie Roberts, I think, from the Frank Lucas story. You see how he's like a hero? Like he's the good guy? How the fuck is he the good guy? This nigga basically worked and got on Frank Lucas because he was beating the mob. That means you work for the mob. You don't have to be in the family. Everybody got their own position, fam. So I'm hearing about the Memphis shit with the Young Dolph as I look into it. But it was like, it's a known fact in Memphis that they got vice lords, GDs, Bloods, and Crips on the force. And you got people calling in like, yo, I don't think the rest of the country understand how the Memphis PD work. He was like, see, like other cities, it'd be like white boys from the suburbs that join the police and be fucking with y'all. He was like, man, most of the Memphis PD come from the hood. So it just depends on which cop you get and what hood you from. He's like, if you beat a pistol charge, it's probably because that nigga from your hood. But if you didn't, and they threw some other shit on you, it's probably because he was from the other side. And so, like, this a small city, Memphis, and it's just dug through like that. It's dug through like that. Now, the more I'm going, I think I spoke about on the pod before. I started reading this book about the American Holocaust. The Holocaust that happened here in America. And that was our people's. You know, a lot of so-called Mexican people, that's their people. A lot of so-called Puerto Rican and Dominican and Venezuelan people. A lot of so-called Brazilian people. Y'all was all natives. There was a Holocaust that happened. So in that, you learn about cities, about the mounds. They called us the people of the mounds. We didn't build pyramids on this side. We build mounds. Shit was a little different. I've been hearing 8-Ball and MJG, shout out Orange Mountain, all that shit. You hear that. And then you realize, like, I'm reading this book, I'm like, oh shit. That was like a holy sanctuary type area. You know what I'm saying? Like before Columbus and all them got over here. And it was known. And so I'm listening to this Young Dolph shit. I'm listening to people call in on the jack. And it's crazy, like, the knowledge that they have of it. Like, it's regular people calling in. Like, you know, that's why Dolph used to do the pyramid. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The people that killed him, I guess it was Operation Fishing for Dolph. So everybody had the Bass Pro Shop hat on. You know what I'm saying? They make that little thing. Like, so if you have a certain mindset out there, you was wearing that hat.
Right. And
it was like a taunt. Bro, there's people that's elected officials that they pulling up videos and they got that hat on.
The
and
Bass Pro hat.
And fam, I get it if it was a polo hat.
Right.
A Nike hat. But I'm like, hey bro, you from Memphis too. So just because you're a Memphis Republican or Democratic congressman or senator don't mean all of a sudden, nigga, you just be wearing Bass Pro shit. Nigga, you know what culture that wears that. You know what that comes from. That ain't what you be wearing. And it's just, you know, the way they was wearing it, the places they were wearing it to, and the people that they were in pictures with when they were wearing it, it just all gets a little tricky, bro. I just watched a cop come out and say, like, he don't even know he confessing because he's talking and don't know that he's being recorded. And he's like, yeah, see his body right over there behind a little. They got it blocked off so people can't see him. But you know, they talking about they didn't strip the man naked on the scene, and you know, there's over. If you look at the murder charges, they all have theft with them. Because after they killed him, nigga, they robbed him. They took all his jewelry and shit like that off. And Dolph had just was on air a couple of weeks before telling Charlamagne and them, like, yeah, I don't even think it was Charlamagne and them, but he's telling somebody, like, man, I probably keep about 80 to 100 racks on me a day. Come on, bro. I don't question why people do crime. Show me their economic situation. I'll show you how susceptible they are to risking it all to do crime. So as long as it's a goal of a certain people, a certain class of people to keep a certain or a different class of people in an economic state of oppression, bro, you point whoever they are, point to them, and that's where the highest crime rates are going to be. So in knowing that, I don't look at it like, oh, well, you know, like, oh, just black people or just Hispanic people or just Asian. Nah, I don't look at it like that. Like, show me the economics. Because if you go to the poorest parts of Taiwan, I don't give a fuck who you are. Your ass you're probably not going to make it home. You go to the poorest neighborhoods in Africa, I don't care who you are.
Right.
Go to the poorest places in Mexico, same thing. So why wouldn't it be the same thing? Poorest places in America produces crime. I keep hearing people like, oh, bro, he was tripping. I'm hearing these cats, they're misguided. They're like, oh, you got to know the streets. Well, this ain't got shit to do with the streets. Them poor people that was getting shitted on in Europe rose up, nigga, and came over here and started some whole other shit and fought back home. And we ain't coming back, nigga. Right. Because to come back is a join in line. It's a lot of wealthy families here that had their ancestors went back home. They would be in a long line of poor people that's still in Europe to this day, poor, that's been poor. So to me, gang culture comes with like a set of rules, right? Mm-hmm. All the gangs, they all got rules. Oh, he's the OG. Or he's the lieutenant. He's the captain. Fuck out of here, bro. I'm straight. Start my own gang, man. I'm straight. Own gang shit. Nope, nigga, nope. I'm straight. I'm starting my own gang. Like, I don't need, if I got to join yours and work my way up and do all this, and like, it just don't add up, man. It don't add up. The most successful gang members are gang members that are not gang members at all. They just only use affiliation to gangs because they're all rappers and pro athletes. It's just a fact. Wack is showing me that. And where he's smart is Wack realized that and was like, hold on, bro. I was one of the hardest niggas out here gang banging and I was smart. So I'm about to just flip that. That's why you keep telling these young boys, oh, my business ain't in the streets. I can gangbang with you if you want to just get on here and gangbang with each other, but my business ain't in the streets. You're not gonna out gangbang me. I did that 40 years.
You ain't gonna out gangbang me.
I did that 40 years. You're not gonna out ignorant me, nigga.
Right.
But where I'm killing you is that like I'm not blinded by that. So he knew. That's why that 6ix9ine move was brilliant for Wack.
Right.
Because it would have been brilliant if Wack would have did. What Wack is showing Shotty and them is like, bro, keep gang shit, and street shit. That ain't got nothing to do with your business. It ain't got nothing to do with your business. That's why every real gangster own a suit. Because sometimes you have to put that suit on and go politic.
Right.
Nigga, when you gonna meet the boss, you're not dressing up in a suit because they're a boss and all that. You're doing that because you're gonna dress the part. If every time you came to my house, nigga, I had a 3-piece suit on, nigga, like, when you pop up, you might put a little sweater on or something. Right. You know what I'm saying? If I did this show every day if you did this show every day in a 3-piece suit, even if I don't want to, I'm like, hey, man, let me put on something, nigga. I ain't gonna just be in here t-shirts and jeans all the time.
I still might.
And you in here just looking a certain way.
I still might.
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking hate.
All I'm saying is it will rub off a little bit. Like, you might not put on a suit, but you might put on a sweater. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might put on something that you could step out in. You know what I'm saying? Versus just lounge sweat gear and shit like that.
Right.
Because, man, Menzel's like that. Shout out to my man, Menzel. Look, when he comes to Vegas, I often remind him, like, bro, you coming? Man, make sure you bring some tennis shoes or something.
Oh, because
nigga,
he comes to
bro, Zell is coming through, and he don't mean it. God bless him. I love him. When we were kids. You know what this nigga told me? What? Nigga, we had to be about 9, 10 years old, and he was like, after I get 30, I'm never wearing jeans and a t-shirt. We 80s babies, nigga. Full-fledged hip hop kids. Yeah, I remember thinking like,
fucking...
when he said it, I'm like,
Yeah, all right. We'll see.
What are you talking about, nigga? We fly right now. Like, nigga, you got on some yellow and white forces right now. Like, we in here dipping, like, Tommied up, nigga. All the little shit we were doing kids, right? What are you talking about, nigga? One day, I'm just sitting there, and it was Chrome and a couple other niggas talking about Zell. It was all Zell coming out here. Like, that nigga be fitted, man. You know, that nigga, you got to wear the club. And it's just the way, it's a different type of fitted.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we all be fitted. But it'd be like, no, nigga, he's literally dressed like Harlem Nights, nigga, on a fucking Tuesday. And he's so comfortable and dresses like that for real. It's not like if me and you put on a nice ass suit right now. If I put on nice, you might catch me looking at myself like,
yeah,
like he not doing that.
It's and you put it on, just go near one time.
And because he dresses like that, like if we dress like that on a regular, we'd be the same way. But because he dresses like that, he has a suit for every occasion. He has summer suits, spring suits, winter suits. You know what I'm saying? Lounge suits, no tie suits, tie suits. He got all type of shit, bro. And then like he'll call himself dressing down with some like dope ass shoes on, nigga, and like some pants and like just like a collared shirt or something. And I'd be like, bro, you still look like you about to go to the club, nigga. Like that's got a strict dress code. Like, fam, we just going to the homies' house, play some pool and smoke some weed and shit, nigga. Like, And he's comfortable like that. Right. Nigga, his cufflinks and all this shit. It's just extra. And women, more importantly, this is why I tell them, like, bro, you got to relax, my nigga. Because I know the difference.
Right.
I'm comfortable in a suit, fam. Not as comfortable as him. This nigga will probably play one-on-one with you or something. He could do that. He one of them type nigga. He could do that. But, fam, I recognize what's happening here. Because you look like that, you don't mean it. But now it's a reflection on me. Right. Like, now I'm listening to these bitches, they talking to you, they referring to you like you just way more mature than me. And I was like, nigga, you with the same bullshit that I've been with. Right. So, like, and that's when, and it was an example of, like, hey, God bless him, may rest in peace. Daryl Feimster, who's played a big part of my life, man.
Feimster Sr. reminds me so much of my father, nigga.
Fact, let me tell you something. All black men from a certain age group, like that's them, bro. They in that group. There's a certain type of older black dude. Now, I know exactly what you're talking about. But it was a story told, man, at his service. And the lady was saying, I know her name, I'm not gonna put her out there, but the lady was saying that, like, you know, they were probably in like the 9th grade. And they had a project and they had to dress up, and Daryl came in a suit. And from that moment on, she noticed that, like, every day after that, all the way through high school, through all that shit, this nigga had on a suit. And it was just like, man, bro, like, you kind of took that and ran with it. And what she was saying is that after she realized that, you know, that he had been doing that, she asked him, and he told her, he said, honestly, I've never been treated so well. He recognized that, like, yo, when I put on this shirt and tie and suit and come to school, like, even that teacher that I thought was a little racist and don't fuck with me, start calling me Mr. Feimster, is what he said. To me, that was powerful, bro, because I heard that and was like, damn. Perception becomes reality. You know what I'm saying? In every which way, bro. Perception becomes reality. So, like, it's like that perception of, if you see a person dressed that way, they're more professional. They're probably more kind-hearted, right? They're cleaner. All these things that don't mean none of that shit. Because some of the most vicious gangsters in the world wore a suit every day. Some of the most heinous politicians and political leaders wore suits and ties every day. So it's like the ultimate gangster, like, attire. But for some reason, a dude in a cotton T-shirt and a pair of blue jeans just looks more gang. Like, he's the thug. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's the one that's not to be trusted. It's just a funny dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's a funny dynamic. But, man, shout out to Zelly, man. Zell's going to make you step your game. Like, bro, we go to Florida? Oh, we're bringing a blazer, bro. You got to bring something. Like,
But I can do that. A blazer, T-shirt, jeans, and tennies.
Yeah. Now, peep this, though. You can do that. But the circles and the places where he hang out, we fly dudes, bro. So this is where it hurts you. First couple times, oh, it's nothing. It's not what I do. Oh, but nigga, when you get to that little boat or the little islands, this is where he be playing his little saxophone and all the women going crazy, and they're dressed to the nines. Yeah, and everyone else, niggas is in there hard bottomed up, nigga, and they fit it though, not corny. The white linens, come on, they not corny. Yeah. So it's some shit that we would wear. We just don't dress like that every day. But in that space, like if we was gonna get dolled up, it's the shit that you would go pick out and be like, oh, I gotta have a suit for this award show, or I gotta have a suit for this. I'm about to go in there and get nice. Well, no, these niggas is nice, and so what happens? It'll make you want to add that to your shit. Like, damn. I need to be able to just step off into something like this too. And then you'll see other like variations. Like, you know, if you don't shop that way, bro, and dress that way, all you know is suit and tie. But these niggas come through fit, they don't even be having a shirt and tie on like that. Like, or it just be the way they flexible with it. Flexible with it, bro. That shit definitely. Cause I could do. I'll throw on some nice jeans and a nice little blazer. I got suits, but I'm just saying I'll throw on a nice little jeans and a nice little blazer, and feel comfortable too. But even in that, like you'll be around. He'll have you in a spot every once in a while. You're like, damn nigga, I wish I knew it was gonna be exactly like this. I probably would have dressed more like you tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like this damn near prom type shit in here, but like not corny. You know, there's like the Grammys in this motherfucker. Like, but it's just a regular hole in the wall spot on a fucking Wednesday. Fucking Wednesday. Like, what is this? Like, all these people dressed up like this? When we was in Florida last time, Darian was the one. He was like, "Hey, bro, we should have wore something different." I was like, "Yeah, man, I kind of knew that. I kind of knew we was coming into it because he's a jazz artist."
Right. Well, yeah.
That's a part of the like.
That's a part of the.
That's a part of it.
That's like hip hop. This is hip hop.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, yeah, bro. Like, yeah.
If you are a jazz musician, the least is a blazer.
At least,
nigga.
And it's funny you say that because Mizell,
a hat, some suspenders.
Mizell come pick a nigga up from the airport with some jeans, white tee, and a blazer on, and thinking he just down playing. I'm like, bro, take
the fucking blazer off.
And it's the thing that sucks. He a hip hop, he a 80s baby.
Right.
So when you like remind him and be like, bro, like it's funny because every time he'll come to Vegas, I could tell because he'll have some like crispy. Like we all be crispy, but he got some extra crispies on. Because I know you had to go buy them, nigga, because you came down here to kick it with your fucking friends, nigga. Like, and it's first off, it's hot. Secondly, it's just like, bro, we don't even kick it in the spots that honor those suits. We in hole in the wall bar, niggas spilling beer everywhere, niggas smoking. Like, you know what I mean? We in a car smoking. Like, you don't want to be in this environment. Like, you just look way better than us, nigga. Like, we don't want that. Like, nah, nigga, we equals over here, fam. Relax, dress down. But even then, it'd be funny because I'll just laugh. I'm like, nigga, you just went and bought all that out, all these outfits he's wore, nigga. He just went and bought that for this trip, nigga. Because them shits, nigga, I've been in this in closet. I'm like, bro, this shit. Remember Waiting to Exhale?
Yeah.
When that nigga had all them suits, bro, that's Menzel, nigga. So it'd be like, bruh, I gotta step. Just competitively, kind of. You'd be like, I gotta get a couple more suits, my nigga. Like, I got to. Getting a little older. I gotta get a couple of them things. You know what I mean? Knowing what cuts to wear and all that type of shit. I don't got all that. Look at you. Hey, bro, we gotta talk too. We gotta talk. Got something to fill you in on. But
you got anything else?
Nah, man, we can get this up out of here.
Well, hey, it was definitely good.
Good to be back.
To get back to this shit.
We'll get back on our regular scheduled programming, but today, man, we just wanted to get back on and you know, get back in the flow of things, pay tribute to a great man.
Father,
you know what I'm saying? Part
again,
of the ATS family for life.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Pops. Love you, man.
And that's another episode of Always Talking Shit Show.
We out. Hey, we got you, man. Pops, everything we said we was gonna do, we gonna do it, man.
You know what's hurting me though?
We gonna do it.
Is when we do it all.
It's good.
It's just gonna suck to hear.
I know.
Here in physical.
I know, dog. I know. Son,
be
I
here
swear.
on all this shit.
I be having those moments, like shit.
But I'm your host, Talkin.
I'm your boy, Keem Sincere, man.
And we'll see your ass.
Peace and love.
New Always Talking Shit
How
Show.
you feel still? Just cause. Don't get it
Still on
twisted.
it?
Still fuck how you feel, but we out this motherfucker.